Hello and welcome to the lecture on arithmetical operators. So let's see how to do arithmetical operators with PHP. So for this, go to example 1 and open up the two files, that is deliverable and logical flow, and let's see what examples we will work through in this lecture. So we'll create 7 files and 7 different examples we will see, and here are the 7 examples that we will see as part of this lecture. The first one, we will see how to calculate a student total marks for 3 subjects. We'll use some addition operator. Then we'll display the same total without the variable. Then we'll find the difference between marks achieved and total marks. Then we'll calculate the area using the multiplication operator. Then we'll calculate the percentage. Then we'll check if remainder is 0 or 1 using modulus operator. Then we'll try to use some multiplication operator as well. Okay, so part of this, we'll create 7 files. And then we will also create a folder for it. So let's open that folder. In the amps ww, will create a folder called operators. Okay, we'll place all our files here. Okay, so let's create this file. So I'm copying this file name, Control N to create a new file, Control S, Control V, and I'm using operator folder. Okay, so let's look at the arithmetical operators. So let me type all the arithmetical operators that we have. Okay, so these are the arithmetical operators we'll see in this lecture. We'll have addition that shows as plus, subtraction with a dash, multiplication with asterisk, then a forward slash as division, percentage symbol as modulus, then exponential with 2 asterisks. Okay, so first let's look at addition operator. So this is our sample 1, and the first one is calculate the student total marks for 3 subjects. Okay, for this we will define 3 subjects. Let's call this maths, okay, these are the 3 variables which holds the marks for 3 subjects. Then we'll calculate the total. Okay, then we'll display the total marks. So if you see, I'm using an operator called plus. What it it basically add up all the integer values. So if you echo this out, student total marks for maths plus science plus English. So instead of browser, we will print this on the console. So what I'll do, I'll use PHP end of the line to print on the new line onto the console. Okay, so let's run this and verify whether we are able to print this. And one thing that to note is, while this plus symbol is not an addition operator, it's a simple plus that has been displayed in the output. So let's run this program. So for this, I will open the command prompt. So instead of browser, we will use command prompt for this example. Okay, let's head back to operators. and we'll say PHP arithmetical add operator. So if you see, the total marks is 180. Maths, that has been replaced with marks, maths marks, and science marks, and English marks. And okay, and you see these plus symbol are just text, wherein if you use the plus symbol outside, it becomes an addition. Okay, that's why the total marks is holding up the total of each of these integers. Okay, so let's move on and doing the next exercise. So I'll say Control N, Control S, Control V. Then I'll copy this code. Then we'll start creating the sample 2. This time we'll display the total without this variable, total marks variable. Okay, so for this we'll copy this just to make sure to see whether it's printing properly or not, and we'll convert this into same arithmetical operator without a variable. So you can try different methods. Okay, if you can replace this with this, let's verify it works or not. All right, so let's use this and see what happens. Okay, and if you see here, the variables has been replaced, but the addition doesn't work. Okay, so you have to take note of it. The addition operator will not be executed inside the double quotes. Okay, the string interpolation will not do the addition operator or any kind of operators. It has to be done outside your double quotes. Okay, however, the variable substitution has been done in the string interpolation, but not the operators. Okay, that's an interesting thing to know. So how do you handle it? So you can say like this, and then you can convert it back. You can place the variables outside the string. So you can add the parentheses just to make sure all the operation happens within the parentheses first. And if you run it, you will be able to see the total marks. Okay, so do remember how this actually works, and it's more interesting to know that additional operator will not work in the double quotes. Let's move on. Let's do the third exercise. I'll copy this. Now we are doing a subtract operator. So let's do sample 3 and find the difference between marks achieved and total marks. Okay, so I'll say total subjects. This is total subject marks, and then he has total marks. We have the total marks here, right? You need to know the difference, so we'll say total difference, which is equal to total subjects minus your total marks. Okay, and if you see, it's a dash symbol, right? It's represented as an dash symbol, which is nothing but your subtraction when you want to subtract two numbers. Okay, let's print this out. Okay, so let's print this out. Now we have to use 3. Okay, so if you see, it's 120. You can move into the new line, and we will add the PHP end of the line, right? So this is the difference between total and the marks achieved is 120. That's basically a subtraction from total marks with the marks that is achieved. Okay, so let's move on. Let's do the fourth exercise. Let's use an multiply operator. I'll copy paste the whole code. Let's do sample 4. This time we will calculate the area using the length and breadth. So we'll define two variables. Length is equal to 10, breadth is equal to 20, and your area is equal to length. Now you'll use asterisk, that's basically multiplication symbol, and then we'll echo the area. Right, so let's quickly look into this. Okay, that's basically your 200 is the area, 10 into 20. Okay, so that's how you use the multiplication operator. So let's use the divide operator. Let's look at sample 5. We'll calculate the percentage of overall scored marks. So we'll calculate the percentage of overall scored marks, and we'll calculate the percentage. So we'll call the variable name as percentage. So the formula is total marks divided by total subjects and multiplied by 100. That's basically a percentage. So we'll echo and we'll put a percentage symbol just to show it's a percentage. Right, let's execute this. Okay, so the percentage scored is 60%. That's the formula. So we have total marks, total subjects multiplied by 100. Okay, so let's move on. Let's do the modulus operator. So slash forward slash is basically the divide operator. Let's look at modulus. Let's look at sample 6. Use the modulus operator. Well, modulus is basically used when you want to find the remainder of the operation. So let's say you have a variable a and you divide 100 with 5 and you want to know what is the remainder of it. Okay, so let's bring that. Okay, let's quickly print this. So you see the remainder is 0. So let's do another example. This time we see 101 and you should get 1. That's basically a reminder of the division operation. Well, it will find out what is the remainder of when you divide 100 by 5. Right, when we divide 100 by 101 by 5, what is the remainder of it? Similarly, we quickly do for one more thing, 105 and 106. Yeah, it's gonna show the remainder is always 0 or 1 or whatever is the remainder, it will show you. And let's move on and do the next operator. That's the exponential operator. I believe the last one is the exponential operator, not multiplication. So let's do the sample 7 exponential. So check exponential. So let's say $a is equal to 10, $b is equal to 20, then dollar result is equal to, let's do this one first. So let's try to do the exponential of 2, right? Then we'll multiply the dollar b with an exponential 2, and if you remember this formula, can you guess what is this formula? Well, it's a square multiplied by b square, which is nothing but you are actually doing dollar a multiplied by dollar a, and then you are multiplying that with dollar b multiplied by dollar b. Okay, that's the formula, and you will echo the result. Okay, so let's quickly look into that. Okay, so you have that value. That's basically the exponential. This is a square and b square, so a square multiplied by b square. Okay, the two is the exponential of dollar a value. Okay, so that's what we have learned. We have learned exponential operator, modulus operator, and divide operator, multiplication operator. Then you have addition and subtraction operator. Okay, so that's all for this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.